I want to play a fun little game. Whenever I see a headline, a piece of video evidence that gets put out in regards to the Israeli-Palestine conflict, or some people want to call it, other people want to call it a cleansing of Gaza, I would put it somewhere in the middle, leaning more towards one side than the other. But whenever I see something like this, okay, anything in regards to that conflict, I run it through a little bit of a filter before I make an assessment on it. And I want to bring everybody in on this little game that I like to play with myself, and I like to refer to it as how false is it? And when I see a headline like female IDF combat squad claims to have killed 100 Hamas terrorists, they're a strong squad, I run it through the how false is this filter. And well, the way that the filter works, it's kind of a bit of a sliding scale. We'll go from 1 to, we'll make up just to pick a number out of thin air or something like that, to 6 million. On that sliding scale, how false is it? Well, probably around 274,000. I'm just picking numbers out here, guys. Just nothing to do with anything. An all-female Israeli defense unit eliminated nearly 100 Hamas terrorists, according to their commander. Jesus, what's more believable? 40 beheaded babies? Still haven't seen any proof of that. Or fucking Charlie's Angels gets together and decides to wipe out an entire fucking terrorist cell. Come on, what are we doing? Who cited it as proof? Oh, good. You can just go ahead and make up fucking stories and then just cite back to the stories. What's your proof? I made it the fuck up. There are no more doubts about female combat soldiers. Oh my god, it looks like Disney has their all-new girl power team-up movie, guys. Don't worry about the young Avengers getting set up at the end of the Marvels films. We've got women of the IDF. Fucking hell. Israeli Karkal Battalion Commander Lieutenant Colonel Or Ben whatever. Just bells going off in my head. Praised her unit for its Or is a fucking chick's name, bruh, for its bravery in the southern Gaza Strip. I thought you told the northern Gazan Strip to evacuate, and that was going to be where you went in with your ground offensive. Oh, it's almost like they're liars. Weird. Where the female troop took down approximately 100 Hamas terrorists. Nice round numbers that we come to. Sure thing. After the fighting broke out, October 7th. Is that when the fighting broke out? Or is that just when you want to report when the fighting broke out? Okay. When Hamas invaded Israel, Ben Yehuda said she received a message, yes, on their secret communication apps, reporting an infiltration of heavily armed terrorists near Sufa and Nirim, and told her soldiers, listen, okay, I know that it's going to be a rough couple of days because we've all synced up, and I understand where we're all on our periods right now, but don't worry, guys, we can go ahead and we're gonna go out there and we're gonna eliminate terrorists. Infiltration into Israel is happening and it's spreading. Oh my god, this is horseshit. Stay alert, we might cross paths. We are a strong squad. Yes, Israeli, or rather female Israeli Defense Force units are just as good and even more capable than the male ones, and plus they can do it in high heels, guys. Combat between the female battalion and the terrorists lasted nearly 4 hours. Wow, that's a pretty good KD ratio. Hell, even some old school Call of Duty lobbies, you couldn't even rack up 100 bodies in about 4 hours. Good for you. And included large firefights. Oh, it took the IDF about 14 hours altogether to secure the base. Wow, you would have thought that you would have heard about this had it happened weeks ago, but oh no, I guess they were just all chalked up full of propaganda at the time, and they just got to trickle this out right now. I'm like, bro, this is some of the most fucking blatant lies I've seen in a long time. Female soldiers under the command have continued to make significant contributions to the war effort, Ben Yehuda said. Oh, I'm probably sure that they make a absolute bitchin' corned beef sandwich. There are no more doubts about female combat soldiers. We have triumphed in every encounter with terrorists. Yeah, fucking a few disorganized goat fuckers. Some M16s that were left by a bunch of equally discoordinate American troops hastily just shooed out of Afghanistan in 2021. Sure thing. At the present, we are responsible for 11 towns and are preparing. You got a bunch of bitches responsible for 11 towns. All right. Are any potential ground maneuvers to ensure the safety of the southern Gaza border area of the Egyptian border. Oh, the one that the IDF bombed that ended up creating a humanitarian crisis when humanitarian aid was trying to cross from Egypt into Gaza after your side turned off the electricity, the water, the internet, things which you are currently depriving innocent civilians of. Oh, okay, yeah, right. Yeah, that crossing. Oh, see, look at them. Aw, that's a picture of those Hamas female soldiers. I see at least one chick with a beard there, and I know what Israel likes to push abroad, but the differences of what they do at home, I don't really know if he could identify as a woman a part of that battalion, or the guy who's also in the back. I'm sorry, one of the female freedom fighters for the IDF side, but I'm sure glad that they're the good guys in this situation, and they're so competent that they couldn't possibly need another 900 U.S. troops. Guys, we're getting dangerously close to World War III, okay? Like, the Pentagon confirms that 900 U.S. troops have deployed or are deploying to the Middle East. These troops will not be going to Israel. Sure thing, but are designed to support regional deterrent efforts. Oh yeah, just like the 2,000 Marines that are just down there and the 2 aircraft carriers that are in the Mediterranean Sea. They're just there for reconnaissance missions. All right, cool. Then riddle me why Syria, Jordan, and now Iran are getting dragged into this conflict, and why Syria is getting bombed by U.S. forces. This is not good, guys. This is really not fucking good. But according to a live press conference being held in the middle of the night by the Pentagon, Iran is the one that's responsible for bombing their own allies. What, you guys are going to be the ones alleging false flag efforts? Fuck right off. Iran is responsible for the attacks launched by the group linked to the Iranian Revolutionary Guard. Oh, did they also intercept communications that they'll go ahead and publish and go, oh yeah, we definitely caught these 2 terrorists just having a calm conversation, indicating that, oh yeah, no, it was just an errant bomb that went off. Fuck off. Iranian fingerprints are all over these attacks. Where have we heard these narratives before? Oh, Russian interference is all over this. Oh, this is just the trademark attacks of Putin. Fuck off. The 2 targeted facilities are important, and the ability of the Revolutionary Guard and militias to continue launching attacks will be affected. The IRGC has directed these proxy groups to attack U.S. forces, so they just decided, fuck you, we'll get you first, which definitely isn't a provocation. Attacked definitely isn't a declaration of war. We launched strikes on 2 facilities in Abu Kamal, eastern Syria, used by the Iranian Revolutionary Guard and groups linked to it. I'd imagine the groups linked to it is probably doing a lot of the heavy lifting, until you also look under the hood and realize that, oh, those links there, oh, they're made out of straw. F-16 planes bombed 2 weapons and ammunition storage facilities in eastern Syria. So you're just outright admitting, okay, this comes from the Pentagon, that you're bombing in Syria. Fantastic. Remember when Trump, the guy who's gonna just plunge us into World War III because he was such an unstable individual, he wanted to get everybody out of the Middle East. He had a plan for Afghanistan. He also wanted to withdraw troops from Syria, and behind his back, and what we're also finding out about the leaks in the White House, not leaks to, any foreign actors, but to the FBI, fucking imagine that. No, what was going on behind the scenes with the likes of General Milley was cutting deals behind the President of the United States back in order to keep troops in Syria. We do not know if there are Iranian members of the Revolutionary Guard in the 2 targeted facilities in eastern Syria. We do not coordinate with Israel before launching the raids in Syria. Press fucking gigantic X to doubt on that. This is a very unusual statement, waiting on the press conference video to come out. Yeah, but that's what we're seeing right now, and at the time of recording, yeah, this tweet and this report is not but a couple of minutes old, so things could be changing, and who knows, maybe there's a declaration of war. I'll just, try to keep on top of this stuff, but that's all right, guys. That's all right, okay, because this is going on in the Middle East. There's just, a couple of troops getting deployed. That's obvious. Well, that's within the purview of the President of the United States. He's the Commander-in-Chief. He has the right to, go ahead and invoke certain powers as the head, the guy who's ultimately in charge of the military. He can go ahead and deploy troops thanks to a certain resolution, because nobody was really that certain of Biden, that ended up passing with a Democrat in office. Now the President of the United States cannot unilaterally declare war. It has to go through Congress, and now, well, over the past couple of days, the mess in Congress has been figured out. There is a new elected Speaker of the House, and his name is Mike Johnson. We've seen a bunch of different reports that, oh, he was somebody who defended Trump vociferously during his impeachment attempts in 2019 and in 2021, and oh, he's a good egg. He's voted against a bunch of different stuff that a bunch of MAGA boomers would go ahead and appreciate. He's one of the best picks that you can make, which is why the moment that he takes the gavel, he's just up there, and you know what? He's really earning a lot of people's respect with his first actions. The new House Speaker, Mike Johnson, said he will immediately work for a ceasefire and peace in Israel and Palestine and called for Israel to stop massacring thousands of children. What a fucking bold statement that he made right there. No, the first bill I'm going to introduce is support for Israel. Are you fucking joking? Okay, I'm not surprised at all. This is something that I've been telling you guys for a very long time. I don't know if anybody was clamoring for it, but with all of these fucking boomer trad cucks that are all over social media just, you know, trying to hype up this, oh, it's so important that we get the next Speaker of the House. The new boss, same as the fucking old boss. What the hell did you guys expect? I knew, and I told you guys in a bunch of different videos, the first thing whoever grabs that gavel is going to do is make that fucking statement, okay? They don't care about you. They don't care about us. They don't care about the United States of America. They care about the guys pulling the fucking strings because guess what? Everybody goes to the wall. Everybody puts on the little hat. Everybody submits to AIPAC. You know what AIPAC is? That's a little homework for yourself. So yeah, he was down there just a couple of weeks ago, right? With the other leading candidate for Speaker of the House who came and went, and well, I like some of the policies of Jim Jordan. I like some of the policies of Mike Johnson. I don't disagree with any of the, you know, bright points and the, you know, bright spots that people were bringing up in regards to Mike Johnson, but at the end of the day, kind of know what the GOP is, okay? For as much as there is an America First takeover within the party being pushed by populists like Donald Trump, at the end of the day, the Republican Party is Israel first. Blessed are those who bless Israel. Genesis 12:3, and for people who are more well-versed in the Bible, you would probably know that that's not the Bible verse for Genesis 12:3. And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse those that curse thee, and thee shall all families of the earth be blessed. Yeah, basically, he just decided to, you know, adapt it a little bit for the situation, okay? Just Israel is shorthand for, you know, people of the world, right? That's why they feel so entitled to all of that land. But okay, Johnson and the rest of the GOP probably just has a blind spot for, you know, Israel. Okay, there's still some good people that are out there, you know, like Matt Gaetz. Under the leadership of newly elected Speaker Mike Johnson, the House of Representatives passed a bipartisan resolution reaffirming the United States' support for Israel. I'm proud to co-sponsor this it gets even worse than that. To clearly express that Israel has a right to exist against bloodthirsty terrorists like Hamas. It's the entire fucking party, huh? It really is all the way down. But okay, one of the big reasons that Matt Gaetz wanted to go ahead and push out Kevin McCarthy is because, well, he didn't want to see American taxpayer dollars go and fund any more foreign wars. But at least with this one, you know, they'll have at least actual skin in the game when they start sending your sons over there in the next couple of weeks. Don't worry about it. I'm sure that's forthcoming. We are definitely on that track. But the conflict that, you know, the boomer cons eventually did turn on because all of them were all pro-Ukraine, Slava Ukraini. Fucking terrorist screed from that cocksucker Stepan Bandera. Some more homework for you if you'd like. But no, we'll eventually figure out that, hey, you know, this money pit that is Israel, that's probably not a good thing, and we should focus on things at home. Just waiting for that fucking pivot, probably by the new year, you know, after Hanukkah. Don't want to be disrespectful. But Ukraine, right? And Mike Johnson, one of the things, the only way that Matt Gaetz would go out there and support the likes of the new speaker would be if they would go ahead and get rid of, if they would not stand for Ukraine support any longer. And that's exactly what we're oh no, that's not what we're getting at all. The new House Speaker Mike Johnson says that he supports additional assistance from Ukraine. It's a 19-second clip, and I can go ahead and paraphrase for you. It's not quite as cut and dry as, yeah, no, we're just going to go ahead and continue to send over billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of your taxpayer dollars over to Ukraine. No. He didn't, you know, quite give them a blank check. He said that, and as some person points out, oh, with conditions. Yeah, what are those conditions? Well, we want transparency. We want to be able to track it. So basically, you want to send over all those billions of dollars, but you'd like to know where it's going. Wonderful, fantastic. Still not your war, huh? But then he clarified it while sitting down with Sean Hannity, fucking CIA asset. Fantastic stuff. Great. Really looks like a real renegade in Congress, doesn't he? Here's Mike Johnson's position on Ukraine aid. He will not link it to Israel. Oh, thank God. Good. Oh, geez. I was almost worried that they wouldn't get the blank check that they so desperately need. But says that he does not plan abandoning aid to Ukraine. Yeah, that was kind of one of the requisites in order for him to get the nomination. Oh, it's almost like the GOP is a fucking circus and a goddamn clown show. But he says he does want accountability measures on any future aid. So, you know how Biden last week at some point in time when he was over in Israel, or was that earlier this week? Time just runs together. But he was asking for $100 billion in foreign aid, $60 billion to Ukraine, 14 or something like that to Israel, and it's first of many down payments I'm certain of. And then a bunch of other aid to just go ahead and throw around to look like they're playing both sides of the fence. And oh, you know, Palestine, the Gaza can get $100 million. It's fair, you know, 14 billion. 100 million that, you know, Israel's ultimately going to control because they're going to be able to, you know, have ultimate say as to who can get into the West Bank and into Gaza because they're bombing the fuck out of both of them. Don't know what West Bank has to do with Gaza because it's got totally different governance over there, but whatever, man. It's all the same. Just bomb the fuck out of the brown people, which is the current position of this and the entire administration, right? Unbelievable. Not exactly the answer many wanted to hear. No, because it's the exact same fucking shit, and I'm tired of these people running cover for these terrible fucking forever wars, man. We're heading back to the Middle East, man. It's just gonna be the same goddamn shit that everybody thought Trump was gonna plunge us into this war. He's gonna start World War III with China, with North Korea, or with Iran. Well, guess what? All it took for the adults to come back into the room for eventually for John fucking McCain to get his last dying breath. Finally, friends, we can have war with Iran. Ugh. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.